the job was lost.
Randy Altshuler is lying to you. The fact is, Altshuler's company sent thousands of American jobs to foreign countries.
For those of us who live in New York's 1st Congressional District, we've seen the ads by Tim Bishop over and over again. Congressman Tim Bishop, who is running for re-election, is a one-trick pony. It's all about his opponent, Randy Altshuler, starting a company that provided business services, but the employees were located overseas. Mr. Bishop doesn't want to defend his record of 8 years in Congress. He only wants to talk about outsourcing. The company that Altshuler started with a classmate, Office Tiger, was conceived out of the frustration of two men being unable to get their work completed. They worked at two different companies in the financial services industries. As the story goes, both of them were working on their presentation for the next morning at the in-house typing pool. At night, the typing pool would be filled with actors and poets who were moonlighting to make ends meet. The classmate, Joe Siegelman, describes the situation. It was 3 in the morning, and there was this guy who had an audition the next day and was tired and ready to go home because he had a play earlier in the morning. He gave me back my work, but he had accidentally put his script inside my presentation. I was banging my head in exasperation. I called my buddy Randy to share my misery with him, and he had also exactly the same experience in New York. It was a strange coincidence, Joe recounted. The quality of the work was not there because the people in the typing pool were looking for the next big break on Broadway, not on producing high-quality documents. Office Tiger was started in September of 1999, when the unemployment rate in the U.S. was 4.2%. They sold the company to R.R. Donnelley in 2005, when the unemployment rate was 5.08%. Traditionally, economists have considered full employment to be at the 5% unemployment level. So what exactly is Mr. Bishop's point? It appears in the graph that it wasn't a case of outsourcing jobs. It was a case of not enough people available to hire, which was demonstrated by having actors and poets filling the jobs that would normally be done by professional clerical staff. So Mr. Altshuler and his partners sought to fill a need, put their own money at risk, and started the company. Perhaps it is entrepreneurs and capitalists that Mr. Bishop really hates. Mr. Altshuler also founded another company, Cloud Blue, in 2001, that has created 700 jobs in the U.S. and 250 jobs in New York State. Mr. Bishop spent his entire working career in academia and in government. The government has made our K-12 education the most expensive and increasingly ineffective education in the developed world, which arguably is a driving force behind outsourcing because we're not graduating students who can do the kind of work that businesses need here. So just how well is Mr. Bishop representing his constituents? Let's take a look.
The central purpose of the Constitution is to provide for the common good.
This clip is from a town hall meeting Mr. Bishop held on June 22, 2009, that was captured on video by Save America. Here is a man who took an oath to support and defend the Constitution and doesn't know what the Constitution stands for. He thinks the central purpose of the Constitution is to provide for the common good, when its real purpose is to limit government to those few essential things necessary for a free society and leave everything else to the states and the people so they can live their lives in liberty, free to pursue their own happiness. Perhaps what is remarkable here is that this statist member of the political class seems shocked that his constituents would question his view of the Constitution. Almost in unison, they call him on his error. We the people are not ignorant. We know far more than you give credit for. We know what this country stands for, and you will learn that lesson on November 2nd, 2010.